Okay, you can write it down and see you are the preparing Passover meal. I forgot to bring the. So you can prepare lamb and the lamb. So how much was it came out roughly?
To me, it's 800.
Okay. Judy got $800. And then, Sister Rebecca, how much you got for your preparation?
500.
500. And then, Pepper John, how much you came out?
Just dinner.
Passover dinner.
Just dinner.
Yeah.
So it may cost one ship for 3, 4, 5, 1, maybe 2 ships. So around and cooking everything together, probably $2,000.
2,000. Okay. So let's look at it. Okay. How much the rent will be?
I just calculated for the 500.
Rent?
Mm-hmm.
Rent 500
For the 1 night.
for 1 night.
Mm-hmm.
And then the lamb?
For all food cost for the 300.
Lamb will be more than 300. One lamb.
Could be 300, maybe 400. So
Lamb 300.
each. So 2. No?
One lamb for 12 men. They roast the whole lamb.
Okay.
Whole. Okay. So what about unleavened bread?
100.
This is cheap for one meal. You know, 1 box you can buy in the kosher food section, maybe $50. How about the bitter herb?
That was not that expensive.
Maybe $10.
Mm-hmm.
And then about drink wine. They said they mix with the water, kind of drink. Maybe
50?
$50.
I don't know wine cost.
I think that time wine was quite expensive.
Okay, just they had the wine.
Mm-hmm.
They had the wine. What else? How about napkin and silverware?
It is furnished, so it has to be with rent, I think. Furnished.
Furnished.
Mm-hmm.
So okay. So then it's not much here.
Mm-hmm.
So then 800, 900, it comes out 950, right?
Mm-hmm.
So almost $1,000 to prepare the Passover meal.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Question 2. That same year, that year we are studying, when did the Israelites eat their Passover meal?
After sunset, the 14, July 14.
You can see the reference verse.
July 14 after 6 o'clock p.m.
When you look at Gospel John,
Then the Jews led Jesus from I passed to the place of the Rome governor. By now it was early morning, and to avoid the ceremonial uncleanness, the Jews did not enter the palace. They wanted to be able to eat the Passover.
The Passover meal. So this is the Pilate, the governor's palace. And then the Jews were here. And then what is Jesus on Jesus' trial? Jesus was inside here. But they didn't, the religious leaders didn't come inside here to accuse Jesus because that day they want to eat Passover meal. They want to eat Passover meal. So if they come in, what happened? They become unclean because this is a Gentile building. So they don't want to become unclean. So they refuse to come in, So because they want to eat Passover meal that day. So Pilate had to come out. Pilate had to come out, talk to them. So another reference verse, Gospel Luke.
Then they went home and prepared the spices and perfumes, but they rested on the Sabbath in obedience to the commandment.
Okay, so John chapter 18, verse 28. That day, they wanted to eat the Passover meal. And then Luke chapter 23, verse 56, they wanted to eat Sabbath, right? They want to keep the Sabbath. This day is the same day. The Sabbath day, same day. So date was like this. First, we count the day, midnight to midnight, one day, right? It starts 0 minute and after midnight. And Friday, Saturday, we cut midnight, 24 hours. But the Jewish people start sunset to sunset. So then from this sunset, Friday, sunrise, nothing to do with the sunrise. And up to sunset, this is Friday. From this sunset, this is Friday. Then from this sunset goes to midnight and then sunrise. This is what day? Saturday. From Friday sunset, Saturday morning, and then Saturday. And so this was Passover, and this was Sabbath day. Sabbath day. When did Jesus eat his Passover meal?
Friday.
Yeah, when?
Friday.
Here. Jesus ate his Passover meal here. Now we are studying today. he had his Passover meal here. And then when did he die? He was killed
Friday before sunset.
right. He was killed here. So he celebrated Passover Friday, and he was killed Friday. He was buried Friday. Then they celebrate Passover here that night. All Israel people celebrate Passover here. So question is, why did Jesus celebrate Passover not here but here?
He knew he gonna die. So he do it before that.
Yeah. He knew he was going to die, so he celebrated one day advance. That's what I say.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I already actually last week I delivered,
Yeah.
explained that it should be after sunset. They kill before sunset. After sunset, they're eating lamb. But Jesus did earlier. His
Okay.
calculations. That was his
Out
trick.
of two reasons why he celebrates in here. He said when the Passover falls, with the 7 consecutive days. Okay, here Passover, and the next day is the Sabbath, or Sabbath, and next day is Passover. So what happens? In this case, they cannot work. Sabbath day, Passover, they cannot work. God said to not work. Absolutely no work. Here, next day Sabbath, absolutely no work. Or in this case, Sabbath, no work. Passover, no work. It was possible when they were, in the kingdom of Israel. But after they returned the exile, it was not just possible not to work 2 days totally. So it says there is a record that after they return from exile, when it happens, Sabbath is the 14th of the
Nissan.
month of Nisan. This lunar calendar. So it moves around, but roughly falls in April. So, after they returned from exile, they didn't have their own kingdom. They're under the, rule by the foreigners. So they couldn't absolutely, do this. So in this case, what did they do? They moved to Sabbath. They didn't move Sabbath to here, but Passover date, they moved to Sabbath. This one, they moved to Sabbath. So they can be celebrating one day for 2 holidays, 2 days. Got it? So that's the interpretation of the Calvin commentary book. So this is not my interpretation, it's Calvin. Calvin interpreted Jesus always didn't want to break the law. So he, even though whole Israel nation celebrate the Sabbath and Passover on the same day, Jesus, he celebrated the right day. That's the Calvin's interpretation. Second reason why he's celebrating here last week, Shepherd Charlie, the message, and then the Exodus chapter 12. God, ordered a Passover celebration. On the month of Nisan, 10th day, they select the lamb. They say 1 year old, no defect, not sick, healthy, the best lamb, 1 year old. And then bring it home, keep it at home. Watch how many days.
4 days.
If you count this day, 10.
10 and plus 4.
Oh, so it's 5 days. They keep 5 days. Make sure that it's not, sick. It doesn't have any developed fever or diarrhea or things. So 5 days they watch at home, and then the lamb is still perfect, no defect. So then they kill 14th day, kill the lamb. And then 15th, they eat. But this is not different today. It looks like the next day, but it's not. It is the same day. They kill before sunset and then eat after the sunset. So to us, it's the same day, but it is a number is showing like a different day. It's not. It's kill before the sunset and eat after the sunset. Midnight, they usually eat at night. So this is the reason Jesus celebrate Passover also, because he came, his home, Jerusalem. For 5 days, religious leaders trying to find fault in him. He proved he had no defect, no sin in him. He was perfect. And then he was killed as a Passover lamb. So he was. So these two reasons, Jesus celebrated Passover 1 day ahead. Question 3.
Why did the disciples ask Jesus this question in 14:2?
Let's read the disciples. What did they ask Jesus?
But not during the feast, they said, or the people may arrive.
I mistyped. 12.
12.
Sorry. 12.
Where do you want us to go and make a preparation for you to eat the Passover?
Why disciples ask this question to Jesus?
I think they didn't have any place to have a Passover meal.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Jesus and the disciples were visitors. They were travelers in the city of Jerusalem. So, the headquarters or the ministry was around the Capernaum, Galilee, right? And then they came Jerusalem, visiting. So they stayed Bethany, and then during day they came to Jerusalem, visiting temple, and they retreated back to Bethany. And the lamb Passover lamb must be killed where? At the temple. They cannot kill anywhere, but they have to kill. They'll bring the lamb to the temple, killed at the temple. Then I think they roast it in their own place. Roast it. God says, do not boil or do not bake it, but roast it in the fire. And then lamb must be killed at the temple and eaten in the city of Jerusalem. At that time, there was the condition or requirement. Syrian. So because they are visitors, the disciples didn't know what to do. So they asked Jesus, where do you want us to go and make a preparation for you to eat the Passover? Question 4.
What was the instruction of Jesus? Go into the city, and a man carrying a jar of water will meet you. Follow him. Say to the owner of the house he enters, the teacher asks, where is my guest room, where I may eat the Passover with my disciples? He will show you a large upper room, furnished and ready. Make preparation for us there.
Yes.
Very detailed.
Going to the city. So what city is it?
Jerusalem.
Jerusalem. He sent 2 of his disciples. Who are they? The 2. Peter and John. Gospel Luke chapter 22 is specified. 2 disciples were Peter and John. Go into the city. So go to Jerusalem. A man carrying a jar of water will meet you. They have to meet this man. Then follow him. Whatever house they enter, you ask the owner of the house, where is my guest room? Where may I eat the Passover with my disciples? And he will show you large upper room, furnished and ready. Over there, make a preparation for us. That's Jesus' instruction. Question 5. You got it? You got all the instructions? Yeah? Did you get the instruction?
It's in the Bible.
No, it has to be in your mind. It has to be in your mind. All right. All of you had the instruction. Let's go then. Question 5.
The disciples would meet a total stranger in the city of Jerusalem. What sign was given to recognize him carrying water jar?
Yeah. This man carrying a water jar of water, is totally stranger. Disciples don't know him. And the man, so Jesus gave them a sign. The man is carrying a water jar. That's how I was going to meet somebody, total stranger. So, it's somewhere parking lot. And I said, my car is a black Honda, Civic Honda. So that was the sign. I gave it to him to recognize him. Question 6.
Suppose you are one of the 12 disciples. How would you meet the man?
Okay. Each person go. You are either Peter or John. You are, suppose then. How do you think? You go into the city of Jerusalem. You just walk and there are like millions of people there. So crowded in a small city. When we walk in the Seoul street, at night, the Gangnam or Myeongdong, So many people crowded, just like that. Very, very crowded. How would you meet the man? Because of pilgrims from all over the world, are coming and then fill the city. How would you meet the man? Okay, let's go. How are you gonna meet the man with the water jar?
Probably not many people carrying water jar, so maybe look around. Oh, there a person. Oh, he's carrying water jar.
So what would you do?
Go
Next.
ask.
Yeah.
Go ask.
What are you gonna say?
Do you have a room for us for eating and staying? There are people 13, so can you offer us? Probably stuff like that, according to the
Okay.
Jesus direction.
Okay, good. Sister Rebecca, if you are on a mission, how would you how would you meet the man?
So Jesus gave all the instructions.
Mhm.
So I will look for a man
Mhm.
carrying water jar.
Mhm.
Then I think Jesus just
No, Jesus is not there. You are there.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
are there.
I mean, Jesus already knew
Mhm.
there will be just one man carrying the water jar. So I think they could recognize the man.
You.
I mean, I can recognize them.
So what are you gonna say?
So as Jesus said, I will say the same thing.
Why?
So here is my guest room, and
No, you don't say that to this man. You
Why?
say that
They
to
said
the
just
owner.
only follow
Owner.
him.
so
You have to the
So I
owner.
don't need to say to the,
Oh,
the
yeah.
servant to the where's the house or Jesus
Oh,
sent me just to follow, just like a stranger,
Mm.
follow him.
No, let her finish her story. Let her finish. Okay, you spotted a man with the water jar. So what are you gonna do?
I think I will revise. I will say nothing. Just follow.
Okay, you say nothing, just follow him. The man say, "Why you following me?" Okay, that's good.
It's like that. It's just two. I don't know. I think this man is like a servant of this big house.
Uh-huh.
I think so. Just this is the man. So we just follow him.
Uh-huh.
Follow him and then say to the owner of the
Okay.
house.
Okay. So. She just said that. Or which one did Jesus say?
You will meet him.
No. Look at the Bible.
Oh, a man carrying a jar of water will meet you.
He will meet you. He will meet you. Not you. Not you. He will meet you. Man carrying a jar of water is very significant because usually women carry the jar of water. And this is man carrying, so it's very rare. If there are so many men carrying a jar of water, disciples will be confused. But it is very rare, so he might be a servant, we never know. But Jesus made it sign because it's very rare man carrying a water jar. But Jesus didn't say, you will meet him. He said, he will meet you. He will meet you. So this is even harder. Even harder. Because how the man recognize Peter and John? I really don't know. So question 6. Shepherd John, you said that you talked to him and that's you will meet him.
I would say hi.
No, the guy will first initiate, I think, because he will meet you. I don't know what kind of instruction this guy had, but somehow he recognized Peter and John. So somehow they could meet together. You know, Brother Sun Kai, we met him in the street, Chimirak Street at night.
At night?
Uh-huh.
Was it night?
After same meeting.
After the meeting,
Wow.
he stopped the car.
Like jumping outside the car.
It's dangerous.
It was dangerous.
He was desperate.
I thought it was during the day.
No, at night.
He was
About
desperate.
10:30.
Yeah, it was a very night.
About 10:30.
His sister Jomigyeon is stopped because of the he blocked the car.
Oh.
He first blocked the car.
And she was scared.
She was scared and then she just said, "Oh, you can go this way," and then she just left. And the sister Hyunja, he just
The car
and
came next.
came next, and then
He blocked the street.
and then Roman is here. That was here, so she can, initiate talk.
So, no matter what, Jesus made them meet in the middle of the street. Anyway, the man's part is not stated, so we don't know. But somehow, the man cannot miss 2 disciples. So the man met them. The man with the water jar met Peter and John. Question 7.
What is the role of the man with the jar? Just lead them to the house.
Yeah. Lead the disciples
To the house.
to the house.
Owner's house.
Owner's house. So I really don't know the house is his friend's house or owner's house or, leaving them at night in the long time ago. A family arrived in Chicago and then they, about 10 p.m., they came the Korean grocery store, and they wanted to stay a few days. They don't have money to go to hotel. They want to have a place to stay a few days in Korean family house. So the Korean grocery store led them to my sister's apartment. So,
She's a famous.
yeah, they led to apartment. So they stayed there about 1 week, whole family. But this man, his job was leading disciples to the house. Question 8.
What message of Jesus should the 2 disciples deliver to the owner of the house? The message was, where's my guest room? Where I may eat the Passover with my disciples.
Well, as a messenger, I think the disciples recited many times, And so when they met the owner, they could say, where is my guest room? the place where can I eat, Passover meal with my disciples. That's the Jesus message. And so, where is my guest room? Is it okay? Is this a sentence okay?
When I read that verse,
Mm.
I thought, oh, am I wrong? And then it was right. Actually, it shouldn't be like your guest room.
Right. You got the point. Jesus should ask, where is your guest room?
Yes.
But instead, Jesus said, where is my guest room? Why is that?
The Lord needs donkey and 지저스가 brought the donkey. The Lord needs it. That's it.
All belongs to
The
God.
God. The
Yeah.
Lord needs it.
Jesus is the creator. He created the whole world. What was that? John chapter 1. Nothing was made. Without him, nothing was made that has been made. So, this is not your guest room, it's my guest room. Jesus claims this house, Jesus will say, or it is my house where church should meet. Ownership, ultimate ownership is Jesus. So the guest room is the owner of the house owns the upper room, but Jesus said, "What is my room?" All things belong to Jesus. True ownership is the Creator, Jesus, and then us, temporary ownership. We temporary ownership. But when the real owner comes, then here it is. Here is your guest room. And this is really true faith. True faith, Last Sunday, Shepherd John message. My money is not my money. It's God's money. And I am temporary owner. Jesus could talk to this owner like that. So question 9.
What was the condition of the room which Jesus wanted to use? A large upper room, furnished and ready.
Yeah. The upper room was very large, and then it had a table, whatever, all the ready, furnished and ready, clean, good condition, ready. Jesus wanted to use the room. The room was perfectly ready. A lot of people say, God uses me just as I am, but it is not. We want to be used by God. We have to ready. We want to be used as a Bible teacher. We have to be ready. We want to be used as a prayer servant. We have to be ready. At least, prayer should be answered by Jesus. And Jesus chose Apostle Paul because he's ready. Apostle Paul ready. He's so fluent in Latin, Greek, Hebrew, Aramaic. At least 4 languages he's fluent. He's a scholar, ready. So this room was ready. Right on. The owner is really ready servant. He is a ready servant. My room is not ready. My room is not ready.
And it's ready for sleep and ready for your study.
My room is messy. Such a, this room frequently mentioned large upper room. There's just a speculation, but they think this room was where disciples was hiding, and this room was where 120 people gathered, prayed, and to receive the Holy Spirit, and they think it's the same room. It's really famous, large upper room, very famous. Question 10.
What is the response of the owner?
It doesn't say. It doesn't say, but at least we can see he showed the disciples a large upper room. He showed it. He was what? Response was immediately.
So obedient.
Yeah, he immediately. Okay, come on, look at this room. Do you like it? It's ready. You guys can move in 5 minutes. His response was immediate, joyful, ready, voluntary. And then all the time. It's not, I have to ask my wife. I'll let you know tomorrow. Ding dong ding.
Ding dong ding. Yes.
Ding ding. Ding.
Not passing.
Not passing. But this man, this owner, at the spot, he said, please come. Please. So I think that, he's rich because he owns such a large upper room, a rich man. But also, he's ready to serve and anytime to serve.
Also, I think at this time, this moment, it's very, very expensive, and then it's hard to find such a room.
Right.
Because lots of people try to find the rooms. So, but he spared for this room for Jesus. So
that's a good point. Because when there is a Super Bowl in Houston, I'm thinking, I'm going to empty and clean my house and rent it $5,000 for 5 days like that. And then so he could thinking about making money to rent it, such a huge group to rent it. But he had it for Jesus. So it was all the time he was like that. Only not this special time, all the time. My sister has 2-bedroom apartment, but in a closet, she has blanket, pillows to serve up to 20 people piled up. And these are always clean, washed, Whoever arrives that day, she can serve about 20 people, ready. And so this owner is like that. He was ready. Question 11.
Are you ready to serve Jesus with your upper room? I don't really have upper room.
How about
master bedroom?
How about your Master bedroom.
Master bedroom. I mean guest room. Maybe it could be guest room. But we have a bed bug right now, so that's gonna be a problem.
You cannot serve
No, it's
with the bugs. Okay.
sad.
All right. Okay, Jesus won't ask you. How about you, Sister Rebecca? Are you ready immediately to serve Jesus with your guest room?
We live in second floor. But I think it's kind of messy, so I think I need to clean up before Jesus. Yes.
You need to clean up.
Yes.
How about you?
I can do it.
Mm-hmm.
I can do it, but at least Jesus need to rent other place first, and then I can serve the food for them. Jesus stay other place, and then I can deliver the food for you.
You can serve with food.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus already knew the faith of this owner. Jesus knew.
So he was Christian.
I think he got some grace from Jesus somewhere. I don't know, but I feel like this man is taken or
Yeah, a lot of commentary books say he had faith in Jesus. He had faith in Jesus. That's why the master, the teacher wants, where can I, he immediately, please. But Jesus knew his faith. Jesus wouldn't send his disciples who would say no thanks. Jesus will send, please, right away. And, Joey and Joe, they had a house in Dallas, near Dallas. They offered their house for CMI conference twice. House was big. So he had offered, they provided food and...
she was so moved.
Yeah, so
She was full.
She's almost full-term. She had
pregnancy.
to delivery baby maybe in a couple of months. She cooked all the food.
How big is the house?
How downstairs, upstairs, and the huge rooms.
But
It's bigger than your house.
Oh yeah, second floor, and then
Second floor is mostly over 3,000 square feet.
yeah.
This is 2,400.
And then they had a sleeping bag. So many sleeping bag, piled up. They brought it from church, and one CMI conference and another conference was the second generation conference. They offered room and food for free, and
Ohio or Dallas?
Dallas.
Dallas?
They were in the seminary school, and she was doing internship. And so they offered their house twice, and then missionary Daniel Shin, the last CMI conference, they offered his house. It's about 15, 16 people in their house. So the wife bought all the sheet, blanket, everything new. She bought it for new pillows and. Question 12.
What did the disciples find out about Jesus through this event? 14:16. The disciples left, went into the city, and found things just as Jesus had told them. So they prepared the Passover.
So, what did the disciples find out about Jesus through this event? Who Jesus is?
I think they were again surprised. And Jesus said, it was for what Jesus said. So I think that they made they made sing Jesus. As their Lord.
So, who Jesus is through this event? Who is Jesus?
Creator.
Who is Jesus? So, he's the owner of the whole world, but as he said, it all happened as he said. So, his words is what?
His God.
Authority. Has
Yeah.
authority.
Comes true. Comes true. Authority. If I ask you, go, find such and such a person. Okay. What else? What else can Jesus reveal through this himself through this event?
Prophet.
Yeah, prophet. I mean, how can this happen? How can this happen? A man with a water jar come to Peter and John, say something. How can, out of a million people, how can this happen? Jesus knew the future, Jesus, what do you call? He overcome the space and time. There's no limit in space and time. He knows. Okay, next question. Question 13.
What might the disciples have been thinking as they were preparing the Passover meal?
How could it be?
As they were amazed already by this event, right? But as they were roasting the whole lamb, they don't cut the whole thing. The whole thing, roasted it, and then smells good, and prepare unleavened bread, and they can eat as much they want. So what do you think they might have been thinking as they were preparing the Passover meal?
This is the perfect I
Cake
never ever
roasted.
been the
By the smell of the,
it's the perfect situation, perfect people, perfect food, perfect place, everything perfect. So
Yeah.
they are dreaming.
This is more like a appetite. So real fabulous, wonderful. My position as your minister, prime minister, and your cabinet members, like bright, shiny future. They were probably predicting.
Yeah, maybe.
I think they might think they wanna follow Jesus to the end.
Yeah. I just, the Filipino nurses, when they celebrate this event, they roast the whole pig. They roast it.
Pig?
Pig. Whole pig they roast it. And they say, tastes so good, maybe the saliva is running. And next question. 14. Question 14.
Why didn't Jesus send his disciples directly to the house, but place a known man with a sign of jar of water? Maybe
Okay, everybody. Here is two disciples. And here is the owner. Jesus already knows his name, address. It will be easier for Jesus just give them name and address. Why Jesus didn't do it? Jesus went to with the jar. Why Jesus made this?
probably Jerusalem is quite complicated city, so it's hard to find the owner's house. So you need a
Convenience,
guider
guide.
and or Jesus test disciples' faith, like they obey all the way, and though it's not clear, the direction is really ambiguous, vague, but Jesus give a direction, and two disciples fully obey, and then
Okay, so you say testing obedience. Obedience. Actually, Jerusalem city is not that big.
oh, okay.
It's not that big. So it won't miss. So that what's your thinking? Why Jesus didn't give them name and address directly? It will be quicker, more efficient. Or why go through this way?
I'm still thinking. I don't know.
The first is I agree with him for the
Yeah,
convenience
I
to if he guided them to the owner's house, they can find easily. For second thought, also Jesus wanted to teach them the really God is the owner of all things. So it's like it looks a little bit complicated, like around in not direct way. It's like a little bit.
Suppose, you're going closer. Suppose Jesus didn't use this one, gave the name and address. So then whatever Jesus trying to do is missing. Jesus trying to teach through this man, through this course, going this way. Jesus trying to teach. So if Jesus just do it and
relying on only God's word, Jesus' word.
yeah, Jesus is trying to give a very, very important lesson to the disciples by detouring through this man.
Only trust God's words.
Yeah. So this was sort of a miracle. This was a sort of a miracle. And Jesus' words proved true. Jesus' words proved. And Jesus showed, he's God. He's God, you know. From here, within 24 hours, whole world will be upside down. Within 24 hours, they will see Jesus dying on the cross the next day. That night, right after dinner, Jesus would be arrested, tortured, and he would die about noon. He would crush by about 9 a.m. and then he died about 6 hours later. So just matter of several hours, the gate of heaven, the gate of hell spill over. The whole world will be upside down, and they will be lost.
So not to be lost.
Right. Jesus, even the last minute, trying to plant faith in the heart of Peter, in the heart of John. Jesus is not just a, regular person, condemned to die. No, he is God. His words come true. He's God. This is through this miracle. Jesus did that. Jesus does the same thing. He can lead us straight, but he doesn't. He doesn't. Sometimes he make detour to strengthen our faith, to experience Jesus' words. I spent 2 days in agony trying to find out the reason. Okay. So I was not going to tell, but I ended up telling. Question 15, last question.
Now, following the instruction of Jesus, we calculate the cost of the preparation of the Passover meal.
Okay. Now, follow Jesus' instruction to prepare Passover meal. How much it's going to cost?
0.
No, we still have to buy the lamb. Judy, how much is going to, when you follow Jesus' instruction?
500.
For just the lamb and the food?
Lemon and food.
Okay. And then, Rebecca, how much when you follow Jesus' instruction?
Yeah. 500.
500. And Shepherd John, how much when you follow Jesus' instruction?
I say $500.
Okay. All came down. Okay. Today Bible study is up to here, and then we will discuss